Hello everyone, this is Edray1416 here with a video on processed carbohydrates versus natural carbohydrates. You can consider this video to be the sequel to Cost of Junk Food versus Real Food. Why? Because junk food mainly comes from processed carbohydrates. Before I show examples from their respected groups, I want to give you the context of what a carbohydrate is. A carbohydrate is an organic compound that occurs in living tissues of food that can simply be broken down into energy for people or animals. Now you think that this is a simple concept for people to grasp. Not easy, because back in the old days, candy was rare and made locally in many places. Candy shops were where the kids obviously went to buy candy long before the advent of grocery stores and movie theaters. Chocolate bars, rock candy, etc. Wheat was also rare at the time. How did people eat back then? Simple. Men hunted and farmed while women cleaned and preserved the food for the season. And when mason jars were created, canning vegetables and preserving fruits increased the odds of survival, let's say, by tenfold. Now, when did processed carbs get introduced? It's unknown exactly when, but it became clearly abundant in the 1880s when carbonated beverages like root beer, ginger ale, Dr. Pepper, and Coca-Cola became public. Potato chips, white bread, pasta were revolutionary in America. No one realized how the American diet would change throughout the course of World War I to the modern day. With new foods like M&Ms, Snickers, Warheads, and Mountain Dew, this would become known as the standard American diet. That's right, it's a sad diet. All of these examples I've given are known as processed carbohydrates. It is a form of carbohydrates that have no nutrients. All the nutrients were either removed from the original plant, or they didn't have nutrients to begin with. Saltine crackers have no nutrients since the fiber from the wheat was taken away. Or a chocolate bar. The cacao gets melted so the chocolate can be molded to become a chocolate bar. What are natural carbohydrates? Fruits, vegetables, and nuts. Carbohydrates that contain phytonutrients, antioxidants, and fiber. Some fruits do have high carbohydrates. Some fruits are high in fiber. What fruits are high in fiber? Raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, and cherries. The fiber in these fruits slow the impact of the sugar you consume, so you have a lesser chance of gaining weight compared to eating bananas, oranges, or apples. Berries also contain higher antioxidant values compared to bananas, oranges, and apples. Those antioxidants will fight inflammation, making you suffer less pain. In vegetables, you may not have the super high antioxidant values that berries have, but you have essential nutrients. Nutrients like iron, calcium, niacin, and magnesium. Tomatoes have good antioxidants and contain several minerals responsible for stabilizing your blood sugar. Chromium, vanadium, potassium, among other things. Kale, the most popular vegetable in modern times. This superfood contains calcium, iron, magnesium, copper, iodine, manganese, and it's very high in vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin K. The best part about kale is that you can eat it, you can boil it, or you can bake it, with certain procedures, to make kale chips, a great alternative to potato chips. Unlike potato chips, kale chips do contain fiber. So if you use kale chips for dipping or for nacho use, you can eat nachos and lose weight eating it. Now I know that nuts don't get much mention. Sure, people love to snack on honey roasted peanuts and salted cashews, but what about other nuts? Walnuts, almonds, pecans, and Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts have the highest amount of selenium. One Brazil nut gives you enough selenium for one day. Walnuts contain more omega-3s than other nuts. Almonds contain a lot of fiber. If I were given a choice between a box of Cheez-It or a container of walnuts, I would rather take the container of walnuts. A handful of walnuts contain enough fiber to hold me over until dinner time. While a bag of mixed nuts for $5 may seem far-fetched, you get nutrients with nuts and they last longer compared to a box of Cheez-It. That seems more economical. This goes back to what I said in Cost of Junk Food versus Real Food. Just because something may seem expensive on the surface is actually more economical because a bag of nuts lasts you several days. $5 for 3 or 4 days? How's that not economical? Same with a pack of blueberries. A pack of blueberries lasts you longer than a pack of Skittles. $3 for a pack of blueberries lasts the average person 2 to 3 days, sometimes longer. Some people will spend $1 or more on a pack of Skittles. In certain cases, people will eat 2 packs of Skittles depending on how stressed they are. Stress eating sucks. So would you rather eat a pack of Skittles or eat a small portion of blueberries? At least with blueberries, you get phytonutrients, antioxidants, and fiber. Better than nothing. As for vegetables, certain vegetables contain a lot of nutrients. Aside from green leafy vegetables, what other vegetables contain nutrients? Carrots contain vitamin A, biotin, vitamin B6, vitamin K, and potassium. And of course it contains fiber, slowing the impact of the sugar. Carrots by nature are sweet. Why did I not mention meat in the video? Because meat by nature contains no carbohydrates, not unless it contains processed sugars and delicatessen slices like ham, turkey, or bologna. But if you eat red meat or chicken, there are no carbohydrates. Nuts do have carbohydrates, but they have fiber. The only nuts I advise against you eating is of course peanuts. Way too oily to consume. Too many omega-6 oils in peanuts. Almonds, walnuts, filberts, pecans, and Brazil nuts are alright. Best to buy them in bulk if they are available. Also, invest in a nut cracker so you can have raw almonds, pecans, walnuts, etc. So here's the challenge. I want you to compare the nutrient values in both processed carbs and natural carbs. You'll be surprised how much money you can save cleaning and preserving produce compared to buying cola, chips, bread, and pasta. Not only will you be able to save more money in the long run, but you'll be healthier. Anyway, I'm Edray, and I'm out of here.